Apple could adopt Samsung's tactics for the first foldable iPhone. Apple is apparently getting set to introduce its first foldable smartphone on the market. Now, new information shows Apple may follow an approach similar to Samsung's foldable phones. Instead of focusing on high profits, Apple may aim for a competitive price and a careful introduction. Reports say that Apple's foldable iPhone could debut by the end of 2026. Earlier rumors stated the device may be priced at roughly $2,399, which appeared quite pricey for a first-generation product. The new research currently implies Apple may price it closer to $2,000, equivalent to Samsung's Z Fold series. This would bring it in line with Samsung's Z Fold series, which presently starts at $1,999. Samsung has been offering foldable cell phones for some years and has improved with every new model. Since Apple is entering the foldable market considerably later, it wants to make a solid first impression. Matching Samsung's cost could help Apple attract more buyers. In addition, Apple may introduce the foldable iPhone in restricted numbers. While it could begin in late 2026, wider distribution may not materialize until 2027. This method could help Apple control risks when joining the foldable phone market. Aside from this, Samsung is also doing the same with the Z Trifold. It might not be priced too costly, so it may attract people. A recent leak and converging analyst projections imply Apple is ready to enter the foldable phone market as early as 2026. Apple may finally crack the foldable iPhone in 2026, according to a Christmas Eve leak that's turning heads. The renders feature a 7.8 in book style folding phone with a 5.5 in outside screen. At roughly 9mm thickness, the phone also incorporates what Prosser says is a metal plate that disperses the pressure of bending the display and a liquid metal hinge. This development allows the company to finally access the foldable phone market after years of debugging screen-related mechanical concerns. The leak is substantial and plausible, considering the exceptional circumstances Prosser finds himself in. He is currently a co-defendant in a trade secrets case launched by Apple in July 2025 for claimed leaks about the company's iOS 26 features, including liquid glass. Prosser's newest leak has tremendous credibility, considering his habit of providing accurate material ahead of official pronouncements. Rumors of a foldable iPhone have also been swirling for a while. In a Medium post, Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo has reiterated the existence of the iPhone Ultra in summarizing an interview he'd given in early December, stating that development of the foldable iPhone is behind earlier expectations, but the product is still expected to be announced in 2H26. Kuo expects the phone will ship in 2027 owing to ramp-up issues, but with limited supplies, sales should be strong. Kuo's projection dovetails with that of Bloomberg's Apple analyst Mark Gurman, who thinks the foldable iPhone would come in 2026 alongside the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max, building up a new hierarchy of iPhones with the Ultra as king. With various sources reaffirming the same production narrative and timeframe, Apple's foldable iPhone appears inevitable. If projections hold, Apple's arrival is expected to change the premium segment that has advanced technologically but as yet has not gone mainstream. The iPhone will enter the foldable smartphone sector that has demonstrated sustained development, even though it remains a minor segment of the greater smartphone industry. Global shipments of foldables are anticipated to climb to around 20.6 million units in 2025, rising year over year and establishing the scene for broader adoption as additional models come to market. Samsung presently dominates shipments, scooping around 64% of foldable units in the third quarter of 2025, with Huawei and other Android OEMs lagging. As a premium, though small section of the market, foldables are predicted to grow at double-digit rates through 2026 and beyond, with some predictions anticipating the entire market value and shipment volume to expand substantially as engineering refinements and price adjustments broaden appeal. Apple's debut into the category will most likely boost growth, as data suggest it will acquire a major proportion of the foldable segment in its first year and help propel total category growth near or over 30% annual expansion in 2026. Foldables succeed when they cease acting like fragile phones that happen to open. They win when they behave like pocketable tablets that also manage calls and cameras. That means Apple needs to make the unfurled experience feel essential. The firm also wants to avoid a typical trap, treating the Fold like a flex device for a tiny audience. If Apple sells the iPhone Fold too much, it will still sell to early adopters. Reviewers will cover it. Stores will demo it. But the broader market will stay back and wait or avoid it totally. A foldable iPhone should be Apple's next mainstream move. Price can influence whether it becomes that or whether it turns into an expensive oddity that never escapes its initial generation. That is why I keep coming back to one factor. Apple can nail the hinge. Apple can polish the software. Apple can even make the seam nearly disappear. But if the pricing feels like a dare, the iPhone Fold will stumble before it even gets a chance to show itself. Samsung expects to debut this bigger foldable in fall 2026, directly clashing with the iPhone Fold's launch schedule. The wide fold will join Samsung's regular Z Fold lineup, offering the company two book-style foldables to rival Apple's debut. This competitive dynamic shows both firms see promise in wider foldable formats for media consumption and productivity. The timing is also notable. If Apple launches in September 2026, it would be joining a market that Samsung has had to themselves for 7 years. Industry researchers at IDC estimated that Apple's arrival may boost category growth toward 30% annual expansion in 2026. One area where Apple could have a huge edge is software integration. While Android foldables have made headway with multi-window modes and app continuity, Apple's control over both hardware and software could provide a more seamless experience. Reports claim iOS adaptations for foldable form factors are planned, potentially enabling split-screen apps and greater continuity between displays. There's also talk that the tablet could run a future version of iOS optimized expressly for foldable screens, perhaps enabling iPadOS app compatibility. This would make sense given the 7.8-inch display size. It's essentially iPad mini territory when unfurled. The main question, of course, is whether consumers will embrace a $2,000 plus foldable iPhone. Market data gives a mixed picture. 64% of users stated they don't want a foldable phone. However, experts at IDC anticipated a 30% year-over-year rise in the foldable market if Apple were to launch in 2026. Apple's ecosystem lock-in might be a major driver. The company's integration of iCloud, Apple Pay, and the App Store has traditionally increased acceptance of new form factors, comparable to how the iPhone popularized touchscreens in 2007. Industry watchers believe foldable shipments might reach 48.1 million units globally by 2027. However, Apple's potential market share remains hypothetical. Despite the quantity of disclosures, numerous critical elements remain unclear. While John Prosser's renders confirm 4 cameras total, the actual sensor specifications for the inner under-display camera and whether optical zoom will be included remain unknown. Battery capacity has now been confirmed by various sources, including Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, to be in the 5,400 to 5,800 mAh range, which would make it the largest battery Apple has ever utilized in an iPhone, topping even the iPhone 17 Pro Max's 5,088 mAh cell. There's also the subject of manufacturing. Some sources claim Apple may construct the iPhone Fold in India as part of its broader strategy to diversify production away from China. And while most leaks indicate a September 2026 debut, several analysts worry that manufacturing timetables could slide into 2027 if hinge durability and display longevity difficulties remain. Apple's approach to foldables matches its regular product strategy, entering markets late but with perfected execution. If the business properly addresses the crease problem that has plagued competitors and offers the flawless software experience Apple is known for, the iPhone Fold could change consumer expectations for foldable devices. The price will definitely be a barrier for many, but for early adopters and Apple devotees, the iPhone Fold symbolizes something more than just another smartphone. It's a window into what Apple hopes the future of mobile computing looks like. Whether that scenario unfolds in September 2026 or slightly later, one thing seems clear. The foldable iPhone is no longer just a rumor, but an oncoming reality that could shake up the smartphone market in ways we haven't seen since the original iPhone arrived over 2 decades ago. So let me know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the upcoming video. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.